All right, here I am. It's me, Richard, 100% Richard, talking about something. How you guys doing today? Thank you for hanging out with me each and every week. I just appreciate everybody that listens. I think it is so awesome, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on the podcast, or Facebook. Yeah, don't forget to watch me on Facebook. I'm there too. I just think that it's amazing that a little over a year ago I started this, and you guys are listening and getting something out of it. At least I hope you are. So let's just roll right into the business. The business. You get the business done. I'm a dork. All right, here we go. So if you're watching on YouTube, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, ring the bell, and do all the good stuff, and share. Just make sure you share. And if you're watching this for the first time and you prefer audio, I'm available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Pandora, and pretty much anywhere a podcast is. There I am. And don't forget, check out 100richard.com/listen, and you can go to that page. You can pick whatever you want to listen to. Right there, there's a player right there on the website. So if you're not somebody that does stuff on your phone and all that jazz, you can get me there too. So I'm everywhere. So how many, I was going to ask, how many of us are married, or how many of us have ever had a job? How many of us have ever had to talk to somebody? Well, in any situation in life, you have to learn to communicate. No matter what your situation is, no matter where you are in life, you got to learn to communicate with people. And I'm going to just roll right into communication. And I might not even have any Bible verses today, but something made me think about it. And so here I am talking about it, and whatever. So here I am. Communication is more than words. That's just the simplest thing I think I could say. Communication, like right now, I'm communicating with you. You're watching me. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening, just one on nobody communication. You can hear the inflection in my voice. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see the expression of my face. You can see my arms flopping around and all the stuff that happens there when you watch the videos. So if you've never seen the videos before, go watch them, because I talk with my hands. So it's fantastic. And good communication is the bridge between confusion and clarity. What the heck does that mean? Well, you know what? Nobody needs to be confused. You want to know why most arguments happen in a marriage, besides money? It's because you guys, you're not making any sense to each other. So I got something that I want to say, and the other person has something that they want to say, and we don't bother listening to each other, and we're confused. And next thing you know, we're in an argument, and we're having all kinds of issues. When a boss tells you, hey, can you do me a favor? Go over here, take care of this thing, and they give you some specific instructions, and you're not bothering to listen at all you know is you got to go do this, and this, and they come over later, and they're like, you're doing it all wrong, and they didn't communicate their information properly to you. So that makes a difference. So that's why communication is the bridge, because usually we go into things confused. So I'm married. I've been married for a very, very long time. And my wife comes home from work and she just starts talking to me. And I do everything I can to listen, but she uses acronyms from work. I don't know those acronyms. And I know she's had the same job. I still don't know those acronyms. And she tells me the acronyms. I'll be honest, that means I'm not listening. Every single time. I'm just telling the truth. So I get confused in the middle of the conversation. I don't know what she's talking about anymore. And I'm pretty sure I make a face like, but I have no idea what you're talking about. And then I eventually have to go, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I'm pretty sure she hates it. And vice versa. So I'll come home from work. Now, I did security for several years. I'll come home from work and start telling her about this incident and so on and so forth, and things we had to do. Now, my wife's a teacher. She goes to work and does cool things. I go to work and I had to beat people up and throw people on the floor, and or strap people to beds because I worked in a hospital and places like that. So my conversation may have been a little bit more exciting, but after a while, you're like, what? You did that last week. You're working a 5150 ward. So our communication is related in multiple different ways. Now, who has that person in their life that says one thing and their face says something else. I think that's hilarious personally, but because that happens all the time. You have that you say yes, but your eyes say no, or, because that's actually all part of communication. Your body language, your facial expressions, all those things are part of communication. It tells what you're communicating about. And then we have these people. This is the worst one. This is my personal pet peeve, is people that want to conversate with you and have a conversation with you. And the worst part is like in the middle of counseling or something. Watch this. Is when they already have the answer, or they already have their next phrase ready to go before you even say anything. So you're like, hey, how you doing today? And they're like, fine. And you're like, this. And they're like, that. But they want to say this, so they communicate basically for their own hearing. They don't really care what you're saying. They just they have their answer preset, or they have their side of the communication preset. So no matter what you say, they're going to just continue to say the same thing over and over again, and create, like I said, confusion, and create that confusion. And this is funny. So this is actually a Bible verse that I do have. This is Proverbs 18:13. I believe it's out of the Passion Translation. It says, listen before you speak, for to speak before you've heard the facts will bring humiliation. Now, let me tell you about communication on the airwaves, like what I do. I can tell you all kinds of stuff. If you don't listen for the facts, or if you're not listening to what is actually happening, you find yourself in weird situations. So I've come up with the stuff. So whatever the thing is, the COVID. So and so if I'm breathing heavy and you hear all those kinds of things, that's what that is. So I got the sniffles. I got stuff going on. So whatever. And but there's so much information out there. You don't know what's right, what's true, what's what. So you have to dig for yourself. You have to listen before you speak. And that's what people out there just don't do. Especially like I've been knocking social media a lot, and I'm on social media. You probably might be watching this on Facebook right now. But people don't check to see all the information before they give you information. And that causes confusion. So that communication has to actually happen in order to, let me say it again, that I already used this phrase, so that good communication has to bridge the difference, or has to bridge the confusion and bring it into clarity, which means most people have to have a two-sided discussion, get all the information together, bring things into facts, and then you don't cause arguments and you don't cause issues. Is there going to be issues? Absolutely. Everybody thinks differently. Do we have to debate stuff? Absolutely. Everybody thinks differently. But I would put it to you this way. If you do the laundry on Monday and your wife comes home and you didn't do the laundry on Monday, and the first thing she says is, why didn't you do the laundry? And you say, it's not Monday. You don't have your facts straight. And you just start, and no matter what she says, all you continue to do is, well, today's not Monday. I don't care. It's not my day to do the laundry. But it is Monday. Well, no, it's not Monday. So you're communicating two different things, cause confusion. Next thing you know, your wife's late to work the next day because she thought it was Monday when it wasn't really Monday. And you cause this big old thing. You're like, I don't know what to do with myself. So that's like when it comes to finances in your household. Man, you got to tell your wife what you're buying. You and your wife has to tell you what she's buying. She can't just bring you a receipt every day. And go, hey, look, I bought all this stuff. Or you get the text from Amazon and suddenly you're like, oh no, my wife bought a bunch of stuff, or my dad or my husband bought a bunch of stuff, or whatever's going on, because it brings confusion. And next thing you know, you can't pay your car payment or your rent or your house payment or something like that because Amazon took precedence and nobody knew it was taking precedence. So that communication has to happen no matter what the situation is. And you have to listen before you speak. So before I say anything, I need to listen to what my wife is saying. Then when it's my turn to speak again, she has to listen to what I am saying. And you know what? And then we have to get on the same page in that thing. So sometimes we'll be saying the exact same thing in two different languages. Because she's hearing one thing and she's not really listening. So that, or vice versa, I'll be not really listening. So I'll be still trying to explain something to her, and she's like, but that's not what I want to do. And I'm like, this is exactly how we have to do it. And she's like, no, this is exactly how we have to do it. And then we find out at the end of it that we were saying the exact same thing in a different way. So we have to really learn to listen to each other, Listen to what comes out. Listen to what's happening before you say your next set of words so that you can respond properly. And that would remove the confusion in the conversations that we have. It would remove the confusions in the things that are coming to the news. It'll remove the confusion. And you know what? The Bible says in 1 Corinthians that God is not the author of confusion. He's the author of peace. So anything that's causing confusion isn't being communicated, and it's not God, period. So let's just take a look at that. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Right on, right on.